Um, what, as in squad-wise?
Yeah,
or
physically and mentally, really, after a couple of defeat and a draw.
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing. I don't think we're in a bad state. We haven't lost any more through injury, which is always a positive for us at this moment in time. But no, yes, there was a sense of real disappointment in the change rooms after the game with the amount of effort the boys put in to both games, in fairness. And probably first game, I think, probably we were a little bit lucky to get 2 points in around chasing the game and then obviously scoring at the back end. But I think we were pretty unfortunate not to get 4 points on the weekend, which is disappointing. I think the positive side in it is the fact of where the group have come from, the young talent that go out to Racing Metro, create a fair amount of opportunity. But like I say, I think it's where the group are at. They were bitterly disappointed as coaches. We're disappointed not with the guys, but it's just disappointing we didn't get what we felt potentially we could have deserved.
This block of these games, you've got Ulster and 3 derbies. How important is this block?
Yeah, it's a massive period for us. We've got ourselves in a real good position in the league and obviously sitting second, playing Ulster, we're really close to us, and then Scarlets, who are not too far behind. So yeah, we know it's a really important block, and I think it's important we take the momentum we've created. I know we haven't had the win in Europe, but I think we've learnt a lot and we can see where potentially we can get to, but it's not sort of resting on our laurels in the fact of we're satisfied with challenging in France. We need to take that and make sure we start to win those games and move forward within that.
You must be chuffed that you've concluded the Tandy saga.
Yeah, it's great to get it done. It's great to get a quality player, another quality player within our environment, and I think he fits the character that we want to represent, and he's come in, he's learning his roles, and he's a good man, and it's only going to add competition to a squad, which, like when we enter in European Cup competitions, you enter in competitions around Christmas time, you need squads, you need depth, and you need at some point to leave people out of teams as well.
Is it going to be difficult, Steve, to keep all the blind sides happy? You've got some good blind sides, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and look, I think good teams, you need to rest people. You only look at Racing Metro, the boys they left out when they come over in the back line. You have to have that depth, and there has to be disappointment within squads like ourselves, and that's where to compete on all fronts we need squad depth. And like we've seen how quickly we can be hit by injury, like with our salary cap, with the young kids we've got in around the environment, you need that depth. And yeah, we've got Kingy, we've got Tyler, we've got Ollie Cracknell coming through, and now Dan. That's only a positive for us. And if I'm honest as a coach, I want a couple of players that are frustrated at times they're not playing.
You seen involved this weekend, Steve?
Yeah, he will be involved.
Your recruitment, Steve, is it an ongoing sort of process for next season?
Yeah, I think it's always ongoing. I don't think there'll be probably too many more to come in. Like obviously Paul James is a pretty positive signing for us, and now Dan, we've kept a lot of it, and that's where it goes. I don't think you're always seen like all the youngsters we produce in, like as it goes along, they eventually need more money and need longer term, so that gets eaten up and in around the salary cap and what it is. So I think our recruitment, we're always looking, but whether we'll get any more is another thing. But we're always keeping a sort of finger on the pulse to see if there's a bargain or two out there. Yeah, it's huge. It's just as big as the recruitment, because we're pretty proud of the boys we develop. We're pretty proud of the boys we've brought in over the last couple of years as well. But it's like you say, it's for us to survive, we've got to create our own, and I think we're doing a pretty good job in that. And like you say, then it's retaining it. And sometimes you get with the salary cap and with sometimes with the funding, is the more you create, the more you've got to keep, the more you've got to spend your own. But that's something we're pretty proud of, and is keeping these young guys together, because I think there is a culture really growing within this group. It's really proud to see, and how they go to places like Racing, and it's just the same as like a different sort of group going to Ulster and Leinster. Even though we didn't get the victories in around it, there's still that pride in what we do, and it's not just about pride in the fact of we've competed, we've come away with one score, lost or something. There's a pride in the fact that we are bitterly disappointed we haven't gone to the likes of Racing Metro, Leinster in the fourth international period, and we haven't got wins. So I think that's something that the young group and the experienced guys should be really proud of. And I think we've got a decent blend at the minute. You've got guys like Alan Wynne, Tips, Biggs, who are desperate to play for our region when they come back from international duty, and it'd be easy for them to try and get a bit of a break and have a rest, which some of them deserve, but they don't want any part of that. They want to keep playing, and that's only got to rub off on our youngsters going forward, and I think that's something that us as Ospreys we should be pretty proud of.
Are you optimistic you'll keep Justin?
Yeah, optimistic. Yeah, I think he's a true Osprey. He's been around the environment, he's come through the system. I think he's buying into what we want to be and where we want to get to, and we're starting to see some shoots in around where we potentially could be, but and he can play a massive part in building the next sort of block in around this young group.
Also this weekend, what are you expecting of them?
Oh, look, they're a decent team. They've got a decent, well, not decent, they're more than decent. They're a good forward pack. They're a well-balanced team. They've got some good backs in around, like Darren Cave, who does a lot of good things. So it's Ruan Pina, Tommy. Obviously, we know exactly what Tommy is. So yeah, they've got quality across the board. They've got some good foreigners in Nick Williams, people like that, if they come back fit. Rory Best. So we know it's going to be a tough encounter for us, but it's one of the ones, if we want to be pushing for those sort of top 4 spots, we need to win at home.
Tommy is, I don't know if it's his first game back since he left, but he's some player.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he?
Yeah.
The record he's got, and look, he's a good man as well. I think he was a great character to have. He's left something behind. With Tommy, he's like, you see when he comes back to inviting the boys, see him out in Ulster, you see what an effect he had on the group, and look, his scoring record's phenomenal, and his Irish test, the amount of caps he gets, he's an outstanding international in fairness.
With Dan playing this week, I guess you'd be hoping for a big crowd?
Yeah, we're always hopeful for big crowds. I think our crowd always gets behind us, and I think it's really positive, but I think it's not just about Dan, and Dan will be featuring in our matchday 23, but I think it's the identity the young players are starting to create as well. It's about not just sort of British Lion stars. It's, I think people are getting like Nicky Smiths of this world. You know, you've got Sam Parry's, you've got Runyers, you've got Tips, we've got Kingy, Dan Baker, Eli's, Ashley Beck. They're a homegrown talent, and the young boys like Mark Thomas has come in and done a remarkable job in around there. Tyler's coming in. So I think it's, look, Dan is an attraction, but I think it's obviously we've got some world-class stars in like Alan Wynne and Dan, but I think there's an identity to the young talent that we're bringing through as well. The likes of Davos, Dan Evans is going under the radar with things, and Biggs, Webby. There's a lot of young talent that I think our supporters are really identifying to and really getting in behind.
And if they both play, how do you see Rhys Webb faring against Ruan Pina?
I think Webby will be bothered who he's playing against at the minute. In fairness to him, he's a pretty confident kid. And look, I think the half-backs, they're playing well. I think our set-piece went reasonably well out in France. It got a little bit better from the week before. So I think, look, I think some of the delivery, the forwards in the line-up give Webby as well, give him a head start. And you've only got him one opening, and he'll take it.
Just a last question, Steve. Your line-out, were you a little bit concerned? You know, it seems the last couple of weeks there have been a couple of sort of overthrows, and you lost a few in the line-out.
Yeah, we had 22 line-outs. I think we won 82% in around it. Yeah, it was the big ones we lost hurt us without any shadow of doubt. It's like we built a bit of pressure in the first opening. We spoke about it, building pressure, like going for the corner, really trying to move Racing around. And then we've gone, one we've driven, penalty, another one we've driven really well, regenerated, and some of the line-up drilling around that was outstanding. And then we cough one up on the line. Another one in the second half, again, it's something that we have to be better, but I did think there was big improvements on the weekend, but there's still a massive shift for us to get to where we want to be with it.